Hello and welcome to everyone. This is the Investor Academy podcast. I'm Seth. I'm here with Paul. We have an incredibly special guest that we've been teasing Paul for months now. This is Paul's dear friend and my new friend, Rahman Mosby. Rahman, how you doing, brother?
I'm wonderful.
How
about you?
Great. We just had lunch together, so you remember that, Paul.
Yeah, I do remember that.
How are you, Rahman? We've been together all day.
Yeah.
Rahman owns an incredible company that you got YouTube basically started from the ground up, right? Started with nothing. No.
When we say we two did, I mean, basically it was Rahman, obviously with my funding and some guidance, and then Rahman kind of went with it, and boom.
Rahman owns and operates Fit Action Sports.
Active.
Fit
Active Sports.
Get it right.
Fit Active Sports. Is Fit Action available? I'm kidding. Fit Active
I think
Sports.
Fit Action's better. Let's just change the name right now.
FitActiveSports.com. And you sell, Rahman, tell us what you sell on Fit Active.
We sell protective gear, exercise equipment, but mainly protective gear when lifting weights. Weightlifting gloves, sleeves, belts, supports, anything that you need to use to support so that you can kind of gain so you can prevent injury.
Now, you're very humble, but Darnell was telling us, as everyone knows, you have the #1 selling weightlifting glove on Amazon. That's right, Paul, right?
That is 100% correct.
How many of these have you sold, Rahman?
Oh, we sold just last year. We sell about 10,000 a month, so you could do the math for that.
Now, I met you 2 years ago.
10,000 units a month.
Yeah, 10,000 pairs a month.
10,000 pairs a month. Okay.
We've been selling for the last 4 years. Obviously, it hasn't been like that for the last 4 years, but that's the point we're at right now.
And so I met you 2 years ago in Paul's other Mexican house, and we weren't selling that many at that time, right?
No, we were probably selling 30 a day, 1,000 a month maybe.
I was going to say 17 a day.
Really? Was it that low?
Yeah, maybe about 17 a day.
17.
Yeah, maybe about 17.
Like you just checked today. What is it, noon in California, and you're at 160 units or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is pretty exciting stuff. So let's take a look at these weightlifting gloves, because you showed some of these to me yesterday. Tell me about them.
So all of our weightlifting gloves are designed to protect the whole palm. So when you look at Fit Active Sports, it's protective gear, right? And why you wear protective gear? You want to wear it because you want to first prevent yourself from having like injury. When we lift weights, a lot of times we get calluses on our hands and stuff like that. People want to deal with the calluses, and that's kind of how we came up with the idea. I was working out, doing a high-intensity style of training, and doing that high-intensity style of training, I would get calluses on my hands. Sometimes if you're doing like high-volume pull-ups and exercise of that nature, your hands are ripped. You get in the shower, it's not comfortable. We don't like that. So I came up with
Get in the shower. Not gonna go on. Keep going.
You know, so we
Makes
came
sense.
up with the idea of
So Paul and I mean Paul especially, and Darnell, we love busting this dude up because
I
he's
love
so
it.
lovable and huggable.
And he takes it, gives it back, and laughs about it, and doesn't take it personally.
So yeah, like this podcast is gonna be filled with busting this dude's chops.
yeah, they do it all the day.
So keep
do it every day,
Keep
all
telling
day.
us about your hands in the shower. Go for it.
So you take a shower, it's not comfortable. Some ladies probably crying about it. Men like, man, last night, man, my hands was hurting bad, man. I ain't want to get in the shower. So I thought of some gloves. Of course, it's already gloves. Like, we didn't come up with the ideal of gloves, but a lot of the gloves that I seen really didn't have the type of protection that I wanted. A lot of times it was cut off at the thumb. Ours is not.
Put your hand up so you can show the camera.
So you see,
If it doesn't fit,
when you look at a lot of the weightlifting gloves,
get a
they're
different
cut
pair.
off.
Mm-hmm.
At the they don't. It's not a full palm protection. Also, wrist support. When you're doing these exercises, you may do certain styles or certain lifts.
Certain lifts that
where you can kind of injure your wrist.
Yeah, of course.
So you see gloves that don't have a wrist support.
Yeah, I wondered why they had that sort of that double wrapped wrist support.
So that's what the wrap is for.
What are some other things you sell?
We also sell like compression sleeves.
Can I see this? Because I don't have that pair.
Yeah, this is a new pair we just came out with.
Yeah, that's the one you just came out
recently.
Yeah,
with.
the last lifting glove that Paul put on was the Nintendo, the Nintendo body glove.
Yeah,
There you go.
So when I was working out, I would get calluses pretty bad, and now my hands are delicate flowers.
So the main thing when you
That's
work out,
nice.
you want to have the protective gear because what would they enable you to do? Work out longer. A lot of people want to get fit, but if you injured,
Damn, this
you
is
can't
nice.
continue to get fit.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
So let's rewind a bit.
All right, come on.
How did you two get together?
How did we get together, Rahman?
That's an interesting story.
It's an interesting story. Do you want to tell her or do you want me to tell it?
Our
want you to
version is a
tell
little
it.
bit different.
Darnell's here to verify everything, by the way.
So me and Darnell, we met. Well, me and Darnell, we didn't meet. We did meet at one point, but we've been friends since forever.
Story's incredible already.
Right.
Let's get past the meeting phase. Let's go on.
Yeah, so me and Darnell, I met Paul through Darnell.
I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I thought you always said, I have a friend, I want to introduce you to an NFL guy, I don't want to meet him. That was podcast 3. But I thought
Oh,
you knew
no,
Rahman
I met
first.
Darnell first. But I met Rahman, what, a month later?
Okay.
3 weeks later?
Yeah, so me and Darnell.
Paul, pull that mic down a bit, just so I can see you.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
There you go.
Go ahead, Rahman. Tell us about. Yeah, so how'd you meet up with Paul?
Through Darnell, they were doing a real estate deal.
Okay.
I believe. They were being introduced to each other. They started to look at deals together, and just because me and Darnell are together every day. Well, at that time we was together a lot. I don't know. Was he still in the NFL? I'm not sure if
No,
in
he
the
was
NFL or
not.
Okay, he's out of the NFL.
Yeah.
They're doing a real estate deal and looking at homes, and that's how we met. And just me being around, we kind of developed a friendship. You know, I'm always around. At the time, I was painting homes, and I actually was substitute teaching.
Oh, yeah, you were telling us stories about teaching.
Right.
He was in Cleveland at this time, though. Had you met the love of your life yet, or you were just about ready to? I think you'd met her already.
I'm not sure.
And
It
then
was
you
around
met-
the same. It was around that time.
And then you met April.
This is your wife?
Yeah, my wife.
You have 2
April.
kids? You live in Atlanta?
Yeah, I got 2 kids in Atlanta.
How nice.
4 and 7.
How nice. Paul, tell us when the business partnership started and the ins and outs of how that
I
went down.
love this story. So Rahman was in network marketing, and he was doing a lot of work, a lot of hustling, and making okay money.
It was okay money if you working a job. You know, not bad money. People like to make some extra money.
So I liked his work ethic. So I would tell Darnell, I really want Rahman to work with me.
What did you see in him so early on?
He was dedicated. He was stubbornly dedicated, which was great. And
Gorgeously handsome?
gorgeously handsome. Although he had the whiskers down here, but
Soul
not
patch?
like yours.
Oh, no. Yeah, like
No,
a
but
little.
It was like this, I don't know what it was.
Okay.
I actually thought he was Jamaican the first time I met him. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know.
That's from the Rahman. Yeah, I figured
No, I thought I
Jamaican
heard an accent, to be honest with you.
Oh wow.
And he wasn't as muscular when I first met him. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Am I wrong, D? He was less muscular, but now he's like ripped.
Always been ripped.
Well, he's been using
No, he wasn't fat. He
he's
was
been
skinny.
using them gloves from fitactivesports.com.
Right.
Keep
No,
going,
I thought he was
Paul.
that.
Keep going.
Anyhow, so I said, "Hey, Rahman, you should come work with me." He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, well, that's bold. I mean, it's every day that somebody of
What'd you think of Paul when you first
my
met him?
caliber."
Rahman, what'd you think of Paul?
Yeah, Mose, what'd you think of me?
I thought he was a hustler.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. It's like people can take hustler in a bad way, but where I'm from, a hustler is a good thing. You know, somebody that go to work every day and somebody that's about their business. So to me, Paul, he's about his business. I look at him, I see his work ethic. You know, every day is like, he systematized. I don't know if that was a real word.
Oh, yeah.
He systematized on how he do his work and go about his
Systematic.
daily action. So that kind of attracted me to him.
Keep going, Paul. How did you guys develop a business together?
So I asked him 2 or 3 more times to be in business with me. He kept saying no. So finally I said, listen, here's the deal. This is the last offer I'm going to effing make for you. You got 1 year to accept it. So I made him an offer, and guess what happened a year later?
You made him an offer he couldn't resist.
Well, clearly he could resist it because he did resist it and said
Oh.
no again. So then we came to Mexico. So it was me, Darnell, Rahman, and then 2 of our other friends came down to Mexico, and I started a business with a bunch of other guys selling bathroom vanities.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started selling like phone cases just to generate cash flow while we were
What's
in the
that company called?
Belvedere Bath Now. We focus only on vanities. But at the time, we were trying to generate cash flow quick because the vanities took forever to come to us. And we sold like 17 our first day on eBay. And he was like, damn, that's a lot of... I'm like, yeah. He's just like... And literally flip mode. He went from I'm not doing this to all of a sudden he is doing it. Of course, I'm a sucker, and I was like, all right, let's go do something together.
Now, where did the idea for athletic accessories
So
come from?
so while this was all happening, I had a wall mount, a TV wall mount that was, I was gonna throw out, and I said, well, I might as well just sell it. So I sold that, and then before I went to Mexico, the trip he's talking about, I had a saxophone that my father had. He sold it to me. I said, how much you would sell this saxophone to me for? He got a bunch of instruments that he doesn't play. He said he didn't like the way it played. It was for beginners. So I put it on eBay.
No, Amazon.
Or I put it on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I put it on Amazon before I left. He was they sold like 17 phone cases. I got back and I'm getting messages, like 10 messages in my Hotmail or something. And it was saying, dude, just send me the track number, send the saxophone, and then you'll get paid your money. So I was a little skeptical, like I'm not about to send him this because it was worth like $2,200, and I sold it to him for $1,600. My father sold it to me for $900, and I didn't even put really much effort into like selling it. So I said, they sold 17 phone cases.
Remind me not to give you a gift in any time in the near future.
And it wasn't a gift though. Like, so my father bought these
I see.
instruments.
It's funny you bring this up because Paul sat second chair in the skin flute section in high school. Keep going.
It was just an instrument he just had laying around. So, hey, it's for $900. I looked it up. It was worth $2,200. So I figured I'd make some money if I just sell it for $16. I think we cleared about $400 after all the fees. But after that, I was like, man, with what they were doing,
yeah,
and just that, I thought it was gonna be easy. I guess that was just like, it ain't gonna be that easy because I sold those two items really easy. So I figured I'm gonna jump in and we're gonna sell a whole bunch of cell phone cases. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna sell a different brand. And then that's kind of how
You did cell phone cases?
Yeah, we did cell phone cases starting off.
I remember that.
What got you on the athletic equipment? Just your interest in it?
So I'm always exercising. That's why I don't know how he came up with I was always scrawny. I was always, I exercise. I ain't gonna say I was in the most fit shape.
He liked that comment. Keep going.
He was skinnier.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I didn't
was
say
out
scrawny.
I was a little bit out of shape.
I don't
at
think it was
that
out of
time.
shape.
I wouldn't even know what that means.
I look at myself right now and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, we are eating like pigs down here
Yes,
in
we
Mexico.
are.
So if you want to learn more about this Mexican villa we're staying in, listen to the last podcast or go to
LuxuryZLO.
luxuryzlo.com. Keep going, Rahman.
Yeah, so we started off with the cell phone cases. And we were selling some. They were moving slow, but I'm always in the gym every day. I go to the gym every day. And I just started hearing people complain. And from their complaints, you come up with a solution to the complaint. And that's why I kind of got with the idea of, well, let me see if these gloves will work. And also, shipping costs a lot. And a glove, a compression sleeve, the workout protective gear that you can use while working out is small, it's light, so it wouldn't cost anything for shipping. Then at that time, I don't think it was as many sellers out right now trying to sell small and light fitness equipment. Now it's thousands, but
Paul, how do you guys outlast the Under Armours and all the top companies? How do you guys get to having the number one selling? Because like I said, 2 years ago, I don't think well, Paul, you always say, I know this was going to be a winner. But, I mean, did you ever see this happening so quickly, this many units and
Listen, first off,
a lot of growth?
It's hard to always know, but at the same token, you have a feeling about things. And did I think, we've done that product very well. And other products we've launched haven't done as well because we haven't spent as much time focusing on them and growing them and things like that. And in fairness, he didn't get the workout equipment at first. It was more like all these random products.
yes.
And then like 8, 9 months later, he's like, Paul, I think we got to switch to workout equipment. And my comment, and this is what I operate business. It's like, if you're in charge of it, you decide. If we have a conversation and it makes sense, let's go with it. Like, I mean, we're talking about buying items for, we can sell it for 4 or 5 times what we're into it for. Now, granted, we have so many costs involved with it, but when he decided to go with the Fit Active Sports and the workout equipment, I was like, great. I mean, he likes working out. He works out every day. Now he goes to the gym and sees people wearing our gloves randomly, and that's a pretty good feeling.
Tell us that story, Rahman. You said a couple days ago you saw some guy wearing your gloves, and what was he saying?
Oh, yeah, so
It happens regularly.
yeah, it happens a lot. But recently, I ran into a gentleman that was wearing the gloves, and it's funny because one of the things about the gloves that I want to convey to the consumer is like the cool look. So I thought the logo looked cool.
The logo's dope.
And I wanted a person to wear the gloves and feel like they feel good.
It's all part of it, yeah.
You know, you feel good, you do good. So the guy, he was walking around like, I mean, literally, he was walking around like he was Superman. So I went up to the guy and I just asked him like, hey man, you don't mind I asked, I know you don't know me. Where'd you get those gloves from? They look cool.
That's got to be a great feeling to see your
Oh,
gloves
for
out
sure.
on people, right?
Yes, it
For
does.
sure.
The guy says, man, he said, I bought them from Amazon. And then he just went into and I love them. And
This was like a live review.
yes, it's a live review. He was like, oh, I love the gloves. And he started telling me like, the first thing I thought they was really super expensive. They not super expensive, but guess what? I didn't wore all these different types of gloves, and these are my favorite ones. He like, man, I love them, man. You should get them. You know what I mean? So then I end up telling him after the conversation was near end, I'm like, I own the company. He like, you own this? He said, you the owner? I'm like, yeah, I'm the owner. One of the owners, I like me and a partner of mine. He was like, oh, that's what's up. Shook my hand and everything. And yeah, it was a good story. It made me feel good.
Did you give him free stuff?
No, I didn't give him.
I tell you to do that.
You know what? I think
How much would he appreciate it if he's like?
You know what? But no, now that we say something, I did give him a free pair of gloves. Now that I think
sure?
about it. I'm sure. I'm 100% positive.
Okay.
I know. I'm
very big on
positive.
that. He's walking into a gym. He sees somebody with our gloves. It's like a few years ago when I went to the Michigan Louisville National Championship game in 2013, and Papa John's guy, what's his name?
The owner, Papa John's?
Yeah. But whatever his name is, he was standing behind me, and some kid was holding a Papa John's box, and he showed him, and he just pulled out of his pocket like a free gift card and just handed it to the kid and said, thanks for eating the pizza. And the kid got, and I look at that, I always thought to myself, like, that's a great way to just be like, hey, I ran into the owner here, and that's why I always like that.
No, I bought him a pair of free gloves, and this was the kicker. I seen him again in the gym. That's how I know I got him the free gloves, because he actually is this lady he had a crush on. He was like, this lady, I kind of know who she is. And he was saying, she wanted some gloves. And I ain't gonna say he had a crush on her, but
We're not in fourth grade, so
right.
Okay, I got it.
So but he was just like, I got these gloves. He said, man, you got a size medium? I'm like, yeah, you can get on Amazon. He was like, but I want you to bring it to me since I see you all the time. I'm like, I'll bring you some. And he got them for the young lady too, so that was good too. And I see her wearing them when I go to the gym.
And now they're engaged to be married.
What a beautiful story,
I'm just
Paul.
kidding.
Right.
That was last week.
So Paul, how does this partnership go down? Because I think we had Rahman on because this relates to your real estate teaching, what we're trying to do here at Learn From Us, in that basically if they hire you and our team, you're going to be their business partner sort of moving forward. I'm not financially speaking, but so how did that develop between the two of you? And
Well, it's not only that, though. One of the things, and I think we talk about is, Rahman's past is not the same past that you and I had. He didn't grow up in our same school district, in our same neighborhoods, but, what'd you study in college, Rahman?
Computer science.
What are you the worst at?
It's not computer science, but everybody, that's the narrative.
It's tennis, Paul. It's tennis. We had a riveting doubles match yesterday.
If that's what you want to call it.
With Darnell, Andrew. Paul wasn't there, but he could smell it blocks away. Darnell, Andrew, Rahman, and myself, and it was anyway. Keep going.
Somebody asked me yesterday, "Did you play with them?" I said, "Champions don't play with peasants." That was exactly what I said to them. Anyhow, so the great thing about Rahman is he believes in a process. He believes in creating the process, and in full disclosure, Rahman doing this business, he was more in charge of the process than I would be with our real estate friends, who we'd sit there and say, here's the hand-holding, here's how we do it. He was blazing a trail, but he was using our business. Whenever people tell me in business, like, oh, my business is different. No, it's not. We have all these different kind of businesses. We've even been involved in so many different arenas, and it's all fundamentally the same thing. Rahman found a product that worked, had the right margin, figured out how to advertise it on Amazon, figured out how to sell it on Amazon, and it worked that way. But Rahman's past is not the typical. Rahman did $1.8 million this year in sales in 2018, all by himself. Like, literally no help. He did 537 the year before that, so he tripled his size, over tripled his size in 1 year. Why? By following a process. And now at the end of the year, now I'm being more involved. As he has developed the product and the process, I'm more involved about pushing him into growth mode.
Yeah.
At the end of this year, I just sat down and said to him very bluntly, Rahman, You didn't launch as many products as we need to. You're wasting your time doing bitch work, essentially. We're going to start outsourcing this. And that's what we're working on now. And he's following that process. And hopefully he sees that the only way to get to the $5-10 million a year range, which is the next level, is by him focusing on what matters. And what's that? The growth. So it's not a matter of how it works exactly with real estate. It's just how business works in general. Whether you want, well, as we say in the webinar, 1 unit, 10 unit, 100 units, 1,000, 10,000 units, it does not matter. We will show you how to do it. Same thing here with Rahman. Rahman, what do you want to get to? $100 million in revenue? Okay, here's how we're going to do that. I'll probably get things wrong. He'll get things wrong, but we have the ability to guide him, provide capital that's going to take it to the next level.
Can you believe all that?
Hey, it's working.
When he starts talking, I love listening to him. That's why I asked him, because he can just roll like that.
Oh, was that too fast? Did I speak too fast?
No, that was great. I mean,
but
it's great that you believe in him so much. I mean, how has this changed your life, Rahman, working with Paul? And
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. Like, so if we rewind a little bit,
yeah,
before I met Paul, you know, I was in network marketing, and you know, I made big, nice, you know, checks if a person working the job, but I never really hit it. You know what I mean? You know, I tried a lot of things. I'm not afraid to take a chance, anything like that, but I didn't hit it. So I figured I should partner up with somebody who I know and I see having success.
That's revisionist history, by the way. I want to say.
Say that again.
That is revisionist history. I think Darnell over here and Rahman's friend Tony will verify that he didn't sit there and think, oh, you know, I got to partner with Paul. What exactly happened, Rahman?
So I have been thinking that, but you know, sometimes we know something, but we don't really act because of maybe fear, or we in a habit of doing certain things. So it took me a while, and then it also took me a while because when I focus on something, I like to go hard at it, and then it seems like kind of like when we were watching the LeBron James documentary where he said he had some stones that was unturned. It was kind of like that, like, you know, I wanted to, like, you know, say I'm gonna finish this. And what's finishing? Like, I guess that's subjective, but you know,
you need to start it, and that's the thing that we talk about from us. We're gonna hold everybody accountable, and it was more of a Rahman. You need to come do this. Stop sitting on your ass and doing this other stuff that's not working. You've been doing it for 10 years, and you haven't. And now, Rahman, I think you make in a month what you made in easily, like pretty much in a year.
Is that true?
Probably my, you know, not my best year, but you know, it's close. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be,
yeah,
by the end of this year, we'd be making in a month probably what I made in the last.
You'll be making a month,
right?
Not your cut will be, and we don't even take all the profits out of the business.
I mean, I imagine the company is still so young.
Yeah, a lot of potential.
I can only imagine how many accessories, gloves, and you'll be selling next year.
Hopefully, we already started off to a better year than last year. We're already way ahead of last year's pace, so it's getting better. But the thing is, Rahman follows a system. He just needed that push. And even now, even though I'm not involved in the day-to-day, we have our quote-unquote weekly meetings. And at the end of this year, I was like, listen, we're not going to get to the next level if we don't do this, this, and this. And it's me pushing him, and he knows it. It's just a matter of, I don't know why. Why don't you? Why did you want to do everything yourself?
So
why is that? Because Seth has the same problem sometimes.
So I think I don't think it's necessarily me doing everything myself.
Then why were you doing everything yourself?
I wasn't doing everything myself.
Do you have any employees working for you?
But I don't have any employees.
He does $1.8 million a month by himself.
A year.
Sorry, a year by himself.
Like, first I used to edit all my photos and do all the photos. I don't do none of that.
Oh.
But like,
good. You got rid of 14 minutes of work.
No, that takes a lot though when you edit the
I'm a photographer.
I know. I'm being facetious because once he edits a photo, it's done forever. He doesn't need to go edit 8,000 more photos. It's not a repeating task. All the repeating tasks, shipping, sourcing, all these things he's doing himself. And I'm like, dude, so I said to him one day, I said, give me an itinerary of what you do during the day.
And then let's break it down too, because
let's break it down.
A lot of like from a consumer's perspective, you know, like when we sell through Amazon does a lot of the work as well. So
that's true. They handle the shipping from outside to leave Amazon, but when it comes to receiving the equipment in, going through it, making sure it's checked, sending it to Amazon the right way, and all these things, it ended up being. I had him break it down. He spent 7 hours a day doing things that did not involve growing the business.
And that's
it's too much. I mean, bottom line, basically, yeah.
I told him he needs to outsource all 7 hours of those. 7 hours a day, and we can outsource it to other parts of our company. Like, we're going to change shipping to our warehouse in Akron. We're going to use our warehouse. By the way, it'll cost the business more money, but
Yeah.
the goal is that now he's going to have the ability to take it from a $1.8 million business to a $5 million business, making how many hundreds of thousands of dollars a year versus a couple, you know what I mean? It's like, at that point, it's spend $2,000 a month to go make $20,000 a month extra, $30,000 a month extra.
Right.
Spend $4,000 a month to go make $500,000, $50,000. That's the whole goal that I'm trying to get across to him. And this is what I always see with business people and investors. It's thinking like a small business owner and not thinking like a business person. And by the way, Rahman always thinks big, but then the actions I said were like, they weren't matching up. And I don't mean this is a bad session of Rahman. I love Rahman. But it's all this, that part of my job is to hold people accountable and say, how can you say you want this, $10 million a year, when if you keep doing things this way, how are you going to even break $2.5 million? You're not going to be able to. You're going to run yourself ragged. I mean, how many boxes did you have in your condo before you guys sold it?
Not that many, but they had a lot of boxes in storage. So the
yeah,
whole
that's right, you did get
process,
storage.
yeah,
You did
we
get
got a storage. So I mean, we couldn't hold that many boxes
Yeah, that's
in
true.
a condo.
Yeah.
Because once we get inventory in, it basically got to be stored. So the whole process of the inventory and stuff coming in is not a long process. But basically, out of all of the stuff that we got, all of the tasks that I shouldn't be doing, it adds up. And the bottom line is that the tasks need to be, I mean, I don't need to spend my time doing those tasks anymore. Like maybe just starting off, but right now, no.
Paul, where do you see Fit Active Sports in a few years?
It's a great question. We need to get more sales outside of Amazon, build the brand of weightlifting. Like I look at Rogue Sports, and I'm like, damn, those guys are in Columbus, Ohio company.
No, different crowd from what Rahman's really
different
going for.
Crowd, but it's becoming getting a good group of diversified products that fit the exact. Working out's not going away. It's not like technology can remove working out. I mean, I hope not. Watch us all of a sudden get something that all of a sudden builds muscle without doing anything. But the whole point is having him build more products that revolve around making the workout experience more enjoyable and confidence building. I mean, then the other thing is we haven't even touched shoes, shirts.
Right,
That's
apparel.
The apparel is the real high margin stuff. We haven't even touched that stuff yet. And I look at that, and I love our logo. I think our logo is beautiful. Can you show our logo, Rahman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we get a lot of people that sees the shirts. I could just sell a shirt randomly because they say, "Ooh, this is a cool logo," or they may hold up a glove and say, "This is badass, man. This is."
I'm
so
available.
that's all a logo.
I'm available if you need a husky model.
Oh yeah,
We're doing the Husky line next.
Yes.
we modeling all sizes, baby.
All
sizes.
I would like Rahman to do 3. What did we say our goal was for this year?
3.6
For this year, that's doubling up this year.
A lofty goal.
It is a lofty goal, but at the same token, go ahead.
It's possible because we have other products
That he can build up more.
Yeah, that can be built up more. And then we also have other products in the past, which, I mean, they had their ups and downs, but it basically enabled us to see the potential of what a product can do and how fast you can get a product going because we had other products as well that's really doing pretty good. And then we got some products on the up and up right now.
Yep. Go ahead.
Did you ever think you'd be like a partnered owner in such an amazing company?
Back in high school or college?
In high school, I don't think my mind was even focused on, having a successful company.
Yeah.
Like at that time of my life.
What does the ownership aspect mean to you?
Freedom.
Yeah.
I like to do what I want when I want. I got an attitude, so I probably wouldn't last too good at a job like with somebody.
By the way, he's the nicest person ever. I don't think he has an attitude.
I'm gonna tell you like this: before I met
know.
Paul, I got fired at a lot of jobs. I speak my mind, and I I kind of do what I want, and I guess I can't do what I want at somebody else's establishment.
Didn't you get fired like 4 hours into a job?
Yeah, I got fired like 4 hours in the job. That was actually my first job, but it was. I fell asleep on that job.
I can see why Paul initially loved your drive, your passion.
Hey, that was the beginning.
Everybody's like, Paul's an idiot. What the hell is he doing? No, but it's different. Like, you hear stories about people, and I know Rahman now, and it just wasn't the right. He should not have been working for somebody. His drive and passion is elsewhere, and that's what's great. And he's got a wife who's very supportive, who is a flight attendant, and she does well, and so it's like made it possible for him. We didn't take a check for 2.5 years from the business, right?
Yes.
It took 2.5 years for us to even pay one check out because we weren't profitable consistently enough. All of a sudden, 2.5 years later, literally light switch. It all of a sudden went off, and every single month from October of 2016 to now has been profitable every single month.
That's why you gotta appreciate a good woman.
October
I
of
was just,
17.
dude, I was just
Sorry.
thinking the same thing. I mean, how did that supported homework? I mean, you know, like we're all trying to build different businesses. I have a photography business, and so at times it can be tough when you're trying to build a business. Like, what did your wife think about the upswing?
So when you seeing this the thing, this is what I really believe. You can have a good vision, right? You know, like you can go out in the public and put on social media, like kind of front like you doing something.
Fake.
But your wife and your kids will tell the truth. They know what you're doing once you're not on social media. So like, I mean, I'm everything I am is for real. Like if I say I'm working, I'm really out here working. You know, not necessarily saying I'm getting the results. You know what I mean? But because for a long time I was getting kind of like minimal results. And when I was in network marketing, you know, I wasn't getting I was getting some, but not really a lot. So she seen like us making sales. You know, when she see cash flow. So it's easier when you can kind of see a vision, you know, then it's easier to support. Oh, he doing this. Like I see him doing this. They got money coming in. They not paying themselves. They need to re-up, you know, stuff like that. So, and then she just that type of person anyway. So that's just who she is. And that's one of the reasons why we are together, you know.
Paul, I know that you know, having known you for a couple of years now, I know that Rahman's probably one of your best friends in the world with Darnell and a few others. Like, what has this been meant to you in your life, partnering with this guy?
I don't know. It's a good question. He's it's fun. Listen, we always talk about how much we love Rahman, Darnell and I, and how we always wanted him to be so successful because he was such a good guy and he was so hardworking. So it's nice to see him. Like, I'm always like, man, you got to be proud. Like, it's funny that we look at. I don't know how to describe it. It's just you know, sometimes you like somebody so much or love them, and you're like, you want them to do so well. And with Rahman, that's what's happening now. It's like we have legit business. I mean, it's not making $20 million a year in revenue, but that doesn't matter. I mean, 1.8 million. You know how many people I know
Change to have that job?
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I have friends of mine who have $200,000 a year businesses in terms of revenue, and they're happy to make 70, 80 grand of that. When it's like, and I look at that saying, okay, that's great with Rahman. And the other thing is he's my travel buddy. I think he's been in Mexico at least 12, 13 times, right?
Yeah, I've been here a lot.
Yeah, and that's what's fun because his business he can do that. You know what I mean? And it's
that's the freedom you're
that's
talking
the freedom
about.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And then when you get into like at a job, I will probably want to do more. Like, so I always felt like when I was working, I wasn't doing enough. I think when you're in business for yourself, you can do as much as you can think of. Whatever you can think, you can make happen.
And that's what Paul's trying to teach with real estate, right? I mean, when you're basically in business with yourself, running your own real estate company, you can buy, sell, get into it with your guidance.
And that's the thing. The big thing is it's like I'm very good about Rahman's. The reason Rahman's great is if he's being a hypocrite about something, I can call him on and be like, you say you want $5 million in revenue. How are you going to get there doing things the way you are? And you know what he'll say? Man, you're right. That's what he'll say. He's like, because he gets it. With the real, that's the thing about the real estate. The biggest concern I have when working with somebody is, can I call them out on exactly what I see? And I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm not saying it to be mean and saying you're a failure. It's saying, listen, you want this, and I told you to go do this. You didn't even do this yet as a first step. How do you expect to get this if you're not willing to do this? And part of what you pay us to do is hold you accountable and say you are not doing the right things. If you want to continue on the path you've done, great, more power to you. I'm not saying I have every answer in the world. All I know is our process has worked. So if you want what you say you want, you got to do what you're willing, what it takes to do. That's the hardest part.
You can see all of Rahman and Paul's products at fitactivesports.com. Check out his Instagram, which is screaming with a ton of followers and new content. There's going to be new products coming out, I'm sure, in the very near future. He's got like 1,700 reviews on Amazon. But go to Fit Active Sports if you want to see these awesome gloves. They're cheaper than all the other gloves out there, and people are saying
Which is
directly.
a problem I have.
They're not cheaper than all other gloves, so they're not going to be the cheapest.
Sorry, less expensive.
You know, we got the top quality, but it's not. It's kind of like mid range. I mean, you're gonna get as much. You're gonna get more value for what you pay for.
If you can't spend $20 to protect your hands while you're working out, I do not have callus anymore because of our. Then
or
you're
$30.
just cheap. Yeah, or $30.
Or $35.
Then you're cheap. That's just it. You can't spend 20. These gloves last how long? That's the other thing. People.
Well, he talks about how he tries to beat them up and
people
pressure
tell
test
him
them.
like, hey, listen,
Yeah,
I bought
try
these
to tear 'em
gloves
up.
and they're ruined in a week. Your gloves last to be months. It's like, okay.
Great, sounds good. As well, guys, visit learnfromus.com. The new website's being built. Like and subscribe. Leave some comments if you want to hear some more stuff from Paul and I on the podcast. We're going to have some special guests coming up in the future when we get back to the States. And we're going to continue some more podcasts down here in Mexico. So, Rahman, thank you so much for sitting with us. I love hearing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Paul,
Thanks a lot.
smooches.
We're going to turn off the mics now and just, it's not like Rahman's leaving. It's just going to be right here.
Yes, thanks, Rahman. We'll get some lunch.
I'll just step aside right there.
All right,
you guys.
thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Appreciate it.